We're back in the city where we started our Dutch journey, Rotterdam. Did you know this sign is from the original train station? That's pretty cool. Being the second largest city in the Netherlands, there are countless attractions and activities, and we barely scratched the surface during our time living here. So yeah, today we'll be stopping at some of our favorite spots, but we'll also be taking you with us as we try an authentic Japanese restaurant, visit a very unique museum, and at the end of the day, take a scenic trip back to our home in Dordrecht. Goedemiddag and welcome back. When we started this journey in the Netherlands, we lived here in Rotterdam, and a couple of months ago we moved to Dordrecht, but today we're back. And this statue wasn't here the last time we were here. It's called Moments Contained by Thomas J. Price, and it's meant to challenge norms since typically you're surrounded by a bunch of big statues of men. Okay, time to get lunch. We've arrived at Osozai, which is a brand new stop for us. We've actually never been here before, and we didn't even know about it until after we moved. It is a Japanese deli and grocery shop, and basically their goal is to bring Japanese food to a much larger community and to also help with a little bit of homesickness if you're here from Japan. Helps me with my homesickness because we haven't been to Japan in 8 months. We got chicken Nanban, which was originally created in the Miyazaki Prefecture in Japan, and it's very similar to chicken karaage, except it's dipped in like a sweet vinegar sauce after you fry it and topped with tartar sauce. And then I got the cold udon, which I've never seen it presented this way before, and it looks really good. It's got like all of these different vegetables and then these like crunchy things, which I don't know what they are, but I guess we'll find out. This is really good, really refreshing when it's hot outside. The broth, there's like a broth at the bottom, and it's just like really light and cold, and the udon noodles are super good, like bouncy. It's really good.
We've actually never had Nanban in Japan, but we've been wanting to try it. It just, if you've ever seen a map of Japan, the Miyazaki Prefecture is pretty far away. It's a little peppery. Definitely get a little bit of the vinegar on the skin of the chicken, which is awesome tasting. It's not too sour though. It just accentuates the flavor of the chicken skin. And the tartar sauce is actually pretty mellow. The tartar sauce in the Netherlands is actually pretty sweet typically. This is not that. Definitely get a taste of the spring onion on top too.
By the way, if you followed us for a while, you know how much we love Japanese food and Japan, and we put together a little playlist from our recent visit to Japan. We'll put that right here. All right, next we're gonna check out a very interesting museum. We are in the Delfshaven neighborhood in Rotterdam, which is one of the oldest areas in the city because it survived the bombings in World War II. Also, fun fact, this area actually used to be a part of Delft, hence Delfshaven. And one last fun fact, we took our BUNCHARTED profile pictures right over there. We are at the Dutch Pinball Museum, which is another new place for us. They have over 130 machines here, ranging from the 1930s up until today. Also, I've heard that they have a machine from like the 1800s, which is kind of like a precursor to pinball, so we should definitely try to check that one out too.
But first we're going to play the Star Wars Episode 1 themed pinball machine.
Oh yeah, we got to.
Misa got to.
Misa got to. So this entire collection actually started out as a private collection, and then they just kept growing and growing it.
That place was great.
That was really cool.
For only $15 for 2 hours of play, you do pretty much get your money's worth.
Unlimited
And the free
plays.
museum.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that place. I'm sad that we only found out about it after we moved.
I know. They're also very nice.
They were very nice. It's the late part of the afternoon, which, if you watch any of our vlogs, you know that that means it's almost dinner time, and any trip to Rotterdam wouldn't be complete without a trip to what is probably our favorite restaurant in the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah. I think it's actually
One of,
Yeah.
but maybe the favorite.
I don't believe we have an expat shop in Dordrecht, so we're going to use this as an opportunity to buy a few things from home. We're mainly looking for enchilada sauce, and if we find it, be sure to follow us on Instagram because we'll post the recipe and the final product there. Maybe we'll get a few other things too.
All right, we don't like to film inside grocery stores, and I guess this qualifies as a grocery store.
Yeah, sometimes they get mad.
I don't know if they would get mad. They're always very nice.
Yeah, they're always really nice. Well, we found it. It's not our preferred brand, but we can't be picky, you know?
No.
So.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
There's enchilada sauce in the Netherlands.
And then the rest of it, I feel.
You're gonna laugh. I love Airheads.
This is Alex's treat of choice when we come to Kelly's.
These are, it's a Dutch company, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Dutch.
But they're not made in the Netherlands. They're actually made near where we grew up in Cincinnati.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
they are. And then this is my treat
Michelle
of
loves
choice.
Reese's Sticks.
I love peanut butter. And then the other one.
This is the funniest one that we got.
This is like just so unhinged.
It's a special edition Mountain Dew, which I think is supposed to be flavored after like a firecracker popsicle.
Yeah, like I don't know if they have these in the
They
Netherlands.
should.
They're
They
rocket pops.
should.
I mean, they're basically the Dutch flag.
And by the way, if you're watching this and you're thinking, why would I ever go into an expat shop? I'm not from the United States or Britain. I think it's actually kind of a fun experience because not only do they have a bunch of like interesting American things, like staples, like things that we would be looking for, like enchilada sauce, but they also have really interesting like American things, like cheesy stuff that I don't know, we would never buy or
Yeah.
I've never even seen before, but just are like incredibly like American, like 4th of July
Donut-flavored
Twinkies.
popcorn.
Yeah, and Mountain Dew that's flavored like firecracker popsicles and
Flavored like the American flag.
Warhead soda, which are like a super sour candy that we have in the US. So it's kind of like a fun little experience that I do recommend, even if you don't buy anything.
Yeah, just go and look around.
See
and
how
laugh at
crazy
all the stuff.
consumerism can be in the United States.
Oh, also, on Tuesdays and Saturdays, there is a huge market here in Rotterdam. So if you want to see us check that out, plus do a bunch of other touristy things here in the city, check out our very first Rotterdam vlog right here. It's a good one. We're at Fenix Food Factory, and we were hoping to show you a little bit of the terrace that they have here, but we had to come in here and hide out from this crazy windstorm. Got a little wine too. So, hopefully we'll see you at dinner. The rain is showing no signs of letting up. In fact, I think it's just started to rain harder. So we're gonna head on over to dinner and we'll see you there soaking wet. Time to grab dinner at one of our favorite restaurants in the Netherlands. It's called Burro Salvia, and it's located in the Katendrecht neighborhood here in Rotterdam. And it's probably some of the most authentic Italian food we've had outside of Italy, and we're excited to take you there again tonight. Our typical order here is the spaghetti alla carbonara? Alla? We usually get the spaghetti carbonara and the mushroom ravioli, but really like everything you order here is going to be incredible, so just get what you want. We were also talking about how one of our very first nights in Rotterdam, we had dinner here. And do you remember our first night here?
I actually think it was the first place we went to dinner in Rotterdam. We were staying in the New Orleans building, which is right back there. And we saw it on Google Maps and we were like, oh, let's go check it out. And I remember we sat outside in this patio and we were just sitting here and just realizing like 3 days ago we were living in the United States, and over the course of that time we moved here with our 2 cats, and the fact that it was a really good restaurant just was sort of the cherry on top.
This is the spaghetti carbonara with Parmesan cheese. This is so good. I think the spaghetti is handmade, and also they put proper guanciale on top of it instead of just like floppy bacon like a lot of places do.
Whoa, shots fired.
Oh, shots fired. And I remember, I think the last time we were here, we weren't eating this quick enough, and our waitress came over to us and she was like, you gotta eat it fast. You gotta eat it fast. That's how it's going to be best. So they really know their food here. It's just so like savory and creamy and salty, and it's got like a little bit of the crunch of the bacon, and the spaghetti's like cooked perfectly. Like, this is like top 3 meals ever.
Oh, ever.
It's just so good, and it's so consistent.
It is really consistent here. This is they didn't have the mushroom ravioli on the menu tonight, so we got the caprese ravioli, which is buffalo mozzarella, tomato, and pine nut, and a little bit of basil on top. And they also sprinkled the top with pecorino cheese, as you should. It doesn't really taste like caprese, but you got these like sun-dried tomatoes in here. You got the mozzarella. You got pine nuts, which, you know, delicious. And you got the pecorino on top. I don't know. And it's in a butter sauce too. It's just good. It's not carbonara good, but I mean, you can't just get 2 plates of carbonara. Maybe? No, I mean, I'm actually very happy with this. This is actually quite good. We're gonna eat all of these carbs, and then we're gonna walk it off, crossing the Erasmus Bridge, to go to our final destination for the video today, which the video's not over yet. I probably wrapped it up, right?
I think you wrapped it up, yeah.
So we'll see you in a few.
When people think of transportation in the Netherlands, they usually think of 2 things. Bikes, of course, and then maybe trains. Okay, let's try that again. When people think of transportation in the Netherlands, they usually think of 2 things. Bikes, of course, and then maybe the other one might be trains. But if you live in certain areas of South Holland, you can actually get in between and around cities using a water taxi or a water bus. And today we're taking the water bus from Rotterdam to Dordrecht. The Waterbus route is pretty extensive. It has 4 lines in the summertime and one that goes directly from Rotterdam to Kinderdijk, which sounds way better than a bus ride. You can also bring your bike with you for free, if there's space.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got to see all these little towns and cities we never would have seen before.
Yeah, it was 3 times the amount of time compared to the train.
Yeah.
But it was 3 times as beautiful.
And delightful.
No offense to the train. I love Rotterdam, and even though we moved, I'm just so happy that we're only 20 minutes away from it because there's so much great food there.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's still so convenient.
So we want to know, what's the most unique mode of transportation you've been on? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Doeg!
Doei!